So again, today should be relatively easy. The difference is that we're just going to learn a new form. Or we're going to learn a new form to write the equation of a line. So if you don't mind, last week, I just want to write this down. I want everybody to just try to refresh your memory. Last week we introduced y equals mx plus b. And we said that m was the what? Slope, and b was the? All right, so you guys are in really good shape. Now you use that form primarily when they give you the slope and the y-intercept, but most of the time they don't give you the slope and the y-intercept. All right, so we created another form that just is super easy to write an equation. That form is called the point slope form. All right, so today we have a new form. All right, that form, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to write y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so that's the new form. All right, and why do you think they call it the point slope form? Because you use it when you're given a what? Point and a slope. That's how simple it is. All right. Now, x1, y1 represents the point that's on the line. That represents the point. And m represents the what? And m represents the slope. The y and the x represent all the other points that are on the graph. Yes, ma'am.
So it's y2 minus y1?
No.
Oh.
There's no subscript. And I'll explain to you why. That's a very good question. All right, it looks very familiar. So I'm going to show you where it came from. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Trying to hurry though. I don't want you missing too much. Yeah. We are on section 4-2. All right. This is on paper today. That's what the problem is. All right. We're on paper today. All right. So it's okay. Now, everybody. Now, again, please. I always try to explain where the formula came from. So now I want everybody to look up because she said something very important. She thought it was y2 minus y1. Well, they derived this formula from this equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, please watch. To derive the formula, all they did was they multiplied both sides by x2 minus x1. And now you have these cancel. So you're left with y2 minus y1 equals m times x2 minus x1. So you're kind of right when you ask me, is there really a y2? All right, however, we're writing the equation of a line. All right, so we only need what? We only need the first point. And why do we just need the first point? Because when you write the equation, you want to leave a y and an x in the equation. That's what we're doing. All right, we're not substituting in 2 points. We're substituting in a single point. And then that should help you understand where that equation came from. That equation that is written came from the slope formula. The equation came from the slope formula. So again, it's nothing that you haven't already learned. It's just about a different way of writing it. That's why when we did solving for literal equations, that's why that was so important. All right, that's why that part was so important. All right, is everybody with me on this now? All right. So now, as we're looking at this now, we're going to now try to jump down and let me explain to you exactly how simple this is. All right. We're going to write the equation of the line, all right, given the point and given the slope. So I want everybody to look at question number 1 so I can show you how easy it is. All right. Now, of course, every time you start, you want to practice writing the formula. All right, so we're going to start out by writing y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, now this is x1. This is y1. And this represents the slope. All right, So to write the equation, watch how hard this is. To write the equation, it's going to be y minus, what's the y value? Negative 3. Does it hurt anybody's feelings then if I just put y plus 3, right? Because it would be y minus negative 3, and minus negative 3 is the same as a positive. Exactly right. All right? Equals, what's the slope? 3 times x minus, what's the x coordinate?
3.
Now look, guys. That's hard for a lot of people. Personally, I never understood why that's so hard. That is the answer, believe it or not. That's it.
That's just the answer.
Yep, that is it. That's all I'm asking you to do. That's writing the equation in point-slope form. I agree with you. I don't understand the confusion. But some of you on the test on Friday are going to come at me and go, oh my gosh, there's a slope-intercept, there's a point slope, and there's a standard form. And you get them all what? You get them all mixed up. All right? Why do they call this the point-slope form? Because you use it when you're given a what? Point and a slope. That's why they named it that. You use the slope-intercept when they give you a slope and the y-intercept. All right? That's how simple this is. All right? So all you thought number 1 was so easy, now write the answer to number 3 and see how smart you are. Hold up. I'm going to let me write the equation first. I want everybody to write the equation. So I want y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now Isabel's going to tell me the answer. Go.
Y minus 5 equals negative 1 times x minus 1.
Wow, how hard was that? Right, simple. Simple, simple, simple. I'm agreeing with you. Now look, some of you guys I'm having trouble with because you never talk. You never speak. And the first thing I tell your parents is, I don't know what you understand and don't understand because I can't walk around the room and pat you on the back every time you get a problem right. You got to say, I got what he's doing, man. I did 1 and 3 properly. I know what I'm doing. Let's move on. If you have a question, now's the time to ask. Go.
Since it's a negative 1, it's x minus x1 when it actually be plus 1.
Are you talking about the slope?
Or no,
Sure, let him speak.
and like the parentheses, it's a minus 1, and it's x minus negative 1.
Where do you see a negative 1?
Up there, on number 3.
It's
No, that's slope. The slope is negative. Slope's outside the
We're good, see? We're good. We're good. That's why it's always easy to clear things up front. What the negative 1 you were referring to was the slope, right?
That's right.
There you go. It's the point that you're subtracting. All right, it's the point that you're subtracting. Anybody else? Good job. Speak up. All right, if you don't know something, speak up. Nobody has any other issues with that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab the next, all right, lesson. All right, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut it out here, and I'm going to paste it at the bottom of the page. And then I want someone who's paying attention. Oh, I already did. All right, so here we go. Now, at this part right here, what I'd like everybody to do is I would now like for you to tell me why question 5 is a little bit harder than question 1 and 3. Tell me, Harrison. There's 2 different points, but something else. Why is it harder?
They don't say which is which. Like they did.
Close.
They don't have the slope.
They don't have the slope. That's exactly right. They give us 2 points, but this time we don't have the what?
Slope.
So what do you think we have to do?
Slope.
We have to figure out what the slope is. All right? So again, super, super easy. Again, I would appreciate if you write the formula. The slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, now who's going to be brave and help me through the slope? Go.
So it's going to be 3 minus negative 3, so that's a positive.
Good.
So 3 plus 3, and then it's going to be 2 minus 4.
Good job, kiddo. That's exactly what I want out of you. Okay, so my final answer works out to be? Well, just 6 divided by 2. 3. There you go. That's it. You agree with me? That's it. So the slope is negative 3. Slope is negative 3. Everybody happy with that? Now, you have a choice. You can either pick this point or you can pick this point. Does it matter which one? No. What's going to happen is we're going to do it both ways so I can show you exactly it's the same, even though it doesn't look like the correct answer. All right, let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so if I write the equation using the first point, it's going to be y plus 3 equals negative 3 times x minus 4. Anybody have any problems with that? Everybody agreeing with that? All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the other equation with the other point. So that would be y minus 3 equals negative 3 times x minus 2. Does everybody see that? So those are both correct answers. But do they look like the same? They don't look like the same. And as a matter of fact, I can remember arguing they're not the same. Remember what I told you. When you graph a line, there are many points on the line, correct? So it's just a matter of where you started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that it is the same line. All right, because we're going to put it into the format that we used last week, which was y equals mx plus b. And if you pay attention, then you'll understand why it's the same equation, even though it doesn't look like the same equation. All right, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the negative 3. So it's going to be y plus 3 equals negative 3x plus 12. Anybody have any questions with that? All I did was I just distributed the negative 3, right? Now I'm going to do what? Subtract 3 from both sides. So y equals negative 3x plus 9. Anybody have any problems with that? Everybody agree? All right, now distribute a negative 3 on the other equation. Y minus 3 equals negative 3x plus what? 6. And now what am I going to do? Add 3. So y equals what? Now does everybody see it's the same equation? Just different, written in a different what? Form. That's it. Now does everybody understand it's exactly the same line? Doesn't look like the same line, but what? It is the same line. All right, is everybody good with that? That's exactly correct. So the lesson I'm trying to show you is, one more time, do these look like they're the same?
No.
They do not look like they're the same. And if I'd ask everybody if they're the same, they'd probably say no at first. Now you know they are exactly what? Now you know they are exactly the same. All right, any questions? Go.
So the one on the right, y minus 3 equals negative 3, x minus 2, was that just like a different point on the line?
That's 100% correct. I could not have said it better. There are 2 points that make up this line right now. Do you agree? The first equation was for the first point. The second equation was for the second point. Yes, ma'am. No. You're just going to write one. I'm not going to ask you to write both of them.
So each of the things on the bottom, the left and the right, they're the 2 different points on the top.
That's right.
Like the one on the left is 4, negative 3, and the one on the right is 2, 3.
Couldn't have summarized it better myself. Good for you.
So it's y equals negative 3x plus 9, that's the answer.
Well, I was just showing you that they're the same. Right now, the answer, listen to me now, because I understand your question. I'm not trying to confuse you. Today, this is my answer. Either one of those. You could have written either one. But I was trying to show kids why they look different, but they are actually what? The same. Because, believe it or not, we say mathematicians are kind of lazy. They write out the quickest answer they can possibly come up with in the shortest form. So that would be the shortest answer. All right, that's an acceptable answer. You'll be on that. All right, good.
So if you put that answer on the test, y equals negative 3x plus 9, did you get the question wrong?
I would mark it, it depends. On the test, it'll say write it in point slope form. Or it'll say write it in slope-intercept form. Or it'll say write it in standard form. That's your job. All right, follow the directions. Right now, I'm telling you, you're allowed to write it in point slope form. Quick.
So the standard form is y equals...
No. Standard form I haven't taught you yet. Standard form is tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow I'm going to show you standard form.
What's
Today you're going to know everything there is about slope-intercept and point slope. And tomorrow I'm going to introduce standard. All right? Very easy. All right? So now on number 7. All right? Number 7, we are missing the what? So M is equal to, somebody be brave, go. 8 minus 3 over,
0 minus
which is 0 plus 1. So final slope is 5 over 1, which is the same as, beautiful, 5. All right? Dalton, you can do that. 3 minus 8 over negative 1 minus 0. Still comes up the same. All right? Good for you, man.
So is 5 your answer?
5 is the slope.
Okay,
Then you have to write the equation. Very good. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what the equation is? Now, which point do you want to use? The first one or the second one? All right, so let's do the second one. All right, so now write the equation, which would be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, go ahead. Y minus, what's the y value? 8 equals, what's the slope? Let him figure it out. Why is it 5? Right, that's what we got. That's M. Put your hand up for a second. Open parentheses, x minus, what's the x value? 0. That's a good answer. All right. The other answer could be,
well, actually, I just had a question on that.
what? Come on.
Like, wouldn't that be like y2?
I don't know what you're making. I'm not sure what. This right here, this point right here is x1 and y1. It's just what point you're plugging in, that's all. So, or it could be, go. Y what? That's what I thought you said. Y minus 3 equals. Beautiful. That's exactly right. You could have either one of those answers and you would be considered correct. What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Why didn't you? Let him ask. Because that's not the form I'm interested in. Today we're learning about what form? Point slope. Last week was slope-intercept. Today it's point slope. Tomorrow it's standard. Right? I just was showing you from this example how they are the same, even though they look different. All right? So here we go. Now I want to do the next set. All right? Number 11. All right, somebody who's normally shy and doesn't like to talk. I want someone to tell me what the answer is. Yes. Tell me, number 11, what's my answer? Not so loud, please. I'm kind of hard of hearing up here. Yay, simple, 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 simple. All right, Patrick, 13, you're up. All right, Virginia, you're up. Number 15. Look how simple, guys. Everybody agree with me? Come on, that's really easy. Really simple. All right? All right, let's do the next one. Carson, why don't you help me out? What's wrong with 17? What do I have to do? Wow, good job. You find the slope already for number 17. All right. Very nice work, buddy. So my answer is, which is, good job, buddy. Excellent so far. All right, do you want to use the first or the second point? All right, good. So we're going to use the second point. All right, now write the equation, please. Y minus what? All right, so it'd be y what? Y minus? What's the y value? So it'd be y. Thank you. All right, equals. Keep going. Simple, simple, simple. Good job. All right, very nice. All right, let's find 19 now. All right, Leah, let's hear you. Good. Which equals? Beautiful. What point are you selecting? Good. Beautiful, beautiful. Easy, easy, easy. Agreed? That's it. That's all you need. All right, Mr. Osborne. You're up. 21.
So that's negative 4 minus 4 over negative 2 minus 2. So that's negative 8 over negative 4,
Beautiful. Which point are you selecting? Mm-hmm. Second one.
So it's y minus 4 equals 2 and parentheses x minus 2.
Nice. Nice work. Nice work. Now, again, listen, guys. This is for the people that, struggle a little bit. All right? Now, if you're going on, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I know, now's your time to speak up. All right? It's hard to speak up when you think you don't know something. Remember what I said, I don't have time to pat you on the back. All right? So anybody having any questions with question 25? Anybody not sure? Michael, tell me the answer.
Is y equals y minus 2 equals 1 over 2 times x minus 4.
Okay, perfect. Now, listen, I need everybody to put a star by these problems. Write in slope-intercept form. All right, so now we have to transpose this from a point slope into slope-intercept. And basically what that means is you just got to solve for y. All right, you just have to solve for y. So what does that mean? Look how simple. Question number 25 is. All right, I want to distribute the 1/2. So y minus 2 equals 1/2 x minus 2. Anybody have any questions with so far? 1/2 x minus 2. Now I need to do what to both sides? Add 2 to both sides. So I end up with y equals what? 1/2 x. All right, that's the correct answer for 25. Written in what we did last week in that form. All right, because sometimes when you take a standardized test, they're going to say write it in point slope. Sometimes it's going to say write it in slope-intercept, and you got to know the difference. Everybody with me? All right. So now let's see how brave you are. Let's take a look at question number 27. All right, question number 27. Go.
Y minus 4 equals negative 3/4 times x minus 6.
Beautiful. All right, so that's the first step. All right, now the next step is we're practicing our mental math because we're dealing with fractions here, and you have to be good at fractions. All right, so I'm going to distribute the negative 3/4. So y minus 4 equals negative 3/4 x. Now the hard parts. First of all, negative times the negative, Ken, is a positive. So now don't forget, we're doing 3/4 times 6. Sometimes it's easier to make it 6 over 1. Then we can reduce first. So 6 and 4 reduce to? Good. And now, 3 times 3? 9 over 2. Beautiful. Now, I have to do what? Add 4. Now listen to what I'm saying. When I add 4, how many halves is 4? How many halves? 8, correct? Think of it, you have 4 pizzas. You cut them all in half. You now have what? 8, right? So 4 is equivalent to 8 halves. So my final answer now is y equals negative 3/4 x plus 17 halves. Now again, we're reviewing your fractions. So if you're going, wow, I'm not sure about 17 halves, or I'm not sure how you did the multiplying and reduced, let me know. What? Yes, that's what I did. 9 plus 8, 17. Once I found a common denominator. Yes. What?
I'm confused how you got 17 over 2.
9 plus 8. I just added the fractions after I got a common denominator. Right? You with me? Anybody else now? All right, one last problem for today. 29. All right? 29. Go.
Okay. So, negative y plus negative 2.
Now, wait a minute now. You hold on. Just relax. You accidentally did the x instead of the y.
Oh, I guess I did.
So, say it again now. I'm sorry, I might have been looking at the wrong one. Say your answer again. Because I forgot. I'm looking at this one right here.
Yeah, I said because.
Why what? Why?
Why? Because it would be minusing the negative.
So it would be?
A positive.
Yes, that's totally my fault.
Plus 2.
There you go. Y plus 2. That was my fault. I was looking at the wrong one. Y plus 2 equals?
2/7, and then in parentheses it's x minus 2.
Perfect. Okay, everybody's good. All right, now we're going to write it in slope-intercept form, which means I need to distribute the...
You need to distribute the slope 2/7.
Right, so it's going to be...
Y plus 2 equals 2 over 7x minus 2. You got rid of the 2 on...
Now, wait a minute, we're multiplying, right?
Yeah.
So remember, this is...
Sorry, 4.
Right, so it'd be minus 4 over 7.
And then, minus 4 over 7.
And we're subtracting 2 from both sides, right?
Yes. So,
Now, 2 is how many sevenths? Remember, if you have 2 pizzas, you cut them into 7 slices.
14.
That's right. So this is negative 14 sevenths, which makes it...
2.
No, don't listen to him. 2 sevenths x minus 18 sevenths. All right, now again, today was a really good review of fractions. Also, you don't need a calculator for fractions. So now listen, only on questions 25 through 30, do you have to write it in the form y equals mx plus b? That's the only one. Everything else, you can just write it as point slope form. Everybody hear me? Questions now? Evens are for homework, yes. Perfect.
I don't get how you got 14 over 7.
Because I found a common denominator. Are you with me? Remember, 2 is the same as 2 over 1, right? So 2, I multiplied by 7. Quick.
So to get 18, negative 18 over 7, how do you get negative?
Well, there was negative 4 and negative 14.
Oh.
Makes negative 18.
Okay.
Right? All right, guys. Very good. Now, again, think about what I'm telling you now for the extra credit. I need you to get through that IXL if you want the extra credit. Trust me, it'll help. All right, so I think this is a quick assignment. So get through this and then practice those IXL stuff. Is it, what? Yeah, whatever I did. 1 through 8. I said. Yes. Well, no, we did the odds. Only the what? Right? All right, good job, guys. Keep working now. Keep working.